excavators are so sweet for tree work. I gotta get one. Sketchy. All those dead tops up there too. Could break off and fall on your head at any second. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Colt. Thank you for joining me. Got another tree job here to show you. And this is a job I just did this past week, and I thought I'd take you along. It's fairly interesting. It's essentially a clear cut of a ditch line so water can continue to flow through the ditch line. So I didn't explain it that well when I was filming the video, but what I'm led to believe anyway is that there's a horse pasture there that was backing up with water because it wasn't draining through this ditch. And this ditch leads back into a pond that I didn't film, but basically what's happened is throughout the years, all the trees have grown up, specifically the cottonwoods, and are just kind of blocking that drainage ditch from performing its task. And on top of that, there's a pile of these spindly dead ash trees. Like many people in the country, our ash trees are dying up here in the Midwest. While we're in there, we might as well get rid of those as well. So that's kind of what we're after in this video. It ended up being a 3-day project. So I only ended up really filming one day other than what you see here. And that's just some cell phone footage I took of up high, kind of clearing the cottonwoods out. The cottonwoods actually weren't able to fall. They were just too tall for the space that we had. So I was there the first day with the lift, just getting those wrecked out and falling those sticks. And then the footage that you're about to see coming up is mainly footage of getting the ash trees down and doing the clear cut down the ditch line. So also one thing to note is this was just like a day rate job for me, so pretty much just stuck with helmet cam footage because I didn't want to be fumbling around with the cameras when some guy is paying me basically per hour to be there performing a job. So I got what footage I can, and so hopefully you enjoy it. All right, so yesterday we got a bunch of these bigger cottonwoods down. So now today now we've got room, we can start falling these ash trees into this opening. And then we're going to be chipping those up, working with a landscape buddy of mine. So this is actually his job, and the whole goal here is to get this ditch line cleared out so it can keep draining a little bit better. So dead ash, loads of them. Jake's gonna try and get behind these. This one's leaning that way. I want it to go that way so it doesn't hit the fence. Yeah. You get on that side and push it that way? Yeah. Is that gonna work? Just push it that way? Okay. I'll put a face cut into it. issue here is we got a septic system behind these ash trees. So those are the only couple he could push on. And these are all leaning back, but we got to get them to fall in this opening. So I'm just going to throw a rope on. Doesn't have to be that high up or anything. We'll have plenty of leverage. These trees are small. All right, try that once. See what we got here. Okay, should work. I'll go fire up the chipper.
Sounds good.
All right, then I'll just pull in, I think, here, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I'll back up to here.
That'll work.
It's like perfect. We're at the end of a cul-de-sac here. Doesn't get any better for working cul-de-sac. You got plenty of room to turn around. No one's driving by you pretty much ever. A little dusting of snow last night and then into this morning. Not much. So this was basically our process for the whole day. We just put down a few trees, like one bundle of trees. That way it wasn't too big of a mess to clean up all at once. And then we'd have Jake and the mini excavator just feeding the chipper with brush. So that's what we continue to do for pretty much the whole day. Yeah, so the plan here is to have Tim get in here with the stumper, grind these stumps all out. That way Jake can continue getting in here with this mini excavator and dragging these trees out as we fall them this way. Also, you know, the whole reason why we're here is that Jake's contracted to clean this ditch out. So we want to actually get these stumps out anyway. And they were quite large cottonwood stumps. So with Jake's mini excavator, it would have taken him quite a while to dig them up. So we elected just to have Tim get in here, grind them out quick. I mean, it took him about an hour to grind, I don't know, 5, 6 pretty large cottonwoods out. And then they were out of our way, and we could just, like I said before, run down the ditch line to get at the rest of the trees. So it was a perfect time of year to do this with everything being froze up. We're going basically that way and essentially clear cutting it straight back in down the ditch line. All right, well, Tim is grinding these stumps. I'm gonna go into the back. There's a few trees I can fall into the back, kind of parallel to where we're falling most of these. Yeah, you can see this. We're just going to work this ditch line all the way down. But back here I made a mess. I figured I'd wreck this ash tree out up there. I actually did this the day before when I was there with the lift. This was the largest of all the ash trees. And so once again, same principle with the cottonwoods, is it was just too tall to fall anywhere. So while I had the lift there yesterday, I wanted to get that one down. There's a trail kind of through here. This is the natural break, but we got to continue down this way too. And once again, now this is we're getting into the back side here. This is all a ditch line. All these trees can continue going that way, but there are a few back here where we got an opening where I might just put them down over here since I'm waiting around. We don't want to hurt any of these spruce trees though, but these ones on the very back I can take into this opening. Let's just do that. Held this by a little bit. Sketchy. All those dead tops up there too. Could break off and fall on your head at any second. You know, when most people think about tree work and the fact that it's dangerous, they probably think, wow, being way up high, you know, 60, 80 feet up in the air, that's really dangerous. And certainly it is to an extent, but I actually think this kind of tree work is the most dangerous. I think mainly as the tree worker, we can feel complacent in doing this kind of work because they're just small trees after all. But you really think of it, every one of these has a crispy dead top that can fall on you at any minute. I've had some close calls in tree work, and a few of them have been doing this exact kind of work with broken tops coming back down and falling really close to me. So just be safe out there if you're doing this kind of work. Don't get complacent in thinking that, yeah, these are small trees, so there's no danger. There's still danger above you. Stumps ground. Now we got a pretty good path to get into here. So if y'all have watched my channel for any length of time, you know that my main vehicle that I use to move material is my L3902 Kubota tractor. We've got a couple different grapples on that, and I think that thing's great for moving material, but The more I do tree work with mini excavators, the more I think they shine for doing this type of work. A lot of times they'll get a bad rap for how slow the travel speed, but Jake is having no problem with the amount of material he can move to me, keeping up with me. A lot of this stuff, he's actually just moving it to me, dropping it, and then I'm picking it up by hand and feeding it. The bigger stuff, then he's helping me get it up into the chute, kind of pushing it into the feed wheels of the chipper. And actually, the more we did that, the more we kind of fine-tuned that process. And really towards the end, he was feeding pretty much everything into the chipper, and I was just sort of there babysitting the pieces as they fed in through it. So I think they're becoming more popular in tree work, but certainly still overlooked. And like I say, coming up, I would definitely love to have one of these things. But I spent too much money this year already with the lift and the enclosed trailer and the new truck. So that's something I'm going to have to hold off for a while yet. All right, we're making progress here. Pretty much done. I think we got 3 more trees to do, but I probably won't film it. This is where we're going to call her good for today. We're going to chip up what we got down, and like I say, we might take 2 or 3 more of these spindly ones. We got to figure out where the property line is, though. Excavators are so sweet for tree work. Well, that's going to do it for me for this one. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'll go ahead and leave a link at the end of this video to a few more of my videos, and we will catch you all in the next one.